Hi guys, welcome to or welcome back to Exposed, and if I'm welcoming you back and you like it here, I'd love it if you stayed and subbed and told your friends and got them to sub, you know, the whole thing. Oh, and while I'm saying that, if you haven't been getting notifications of my videos, just have a check that you are still subscribed, because YouTube's going around unsubscribing people from everything at the moment. I've had to resubscribe to I don't know how many people. It's ridiculous. Anywho, this video was asked for. They sent me a suggestion to my email at chattoexposed@aol.com. Any of you can do that at any point, or drop a link in a video, whichever's easiest for you. And this is menopause, my crazy symptoms. Hashtag 50 years young. Should we jump in? Oh, it's that kissy one, isn't it?
Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today what is today? This is our vacation.
Wow. How much weight has she lost? I wonder, does she look back at this and think she's gone too far? Knowing her, probably not, no. Because she's obsessed with being thin, isn't she? I just want to check something. Will you go away? Right, I'm down a bit, she's up. If I'm too quiet, which I very much doubt, let me know. Because I changed the levels because Lardy was really quiet. Anywho, let's get back to Lisa.
John's playing golf, and I think it's Wednesday. And I just did a video on this hair tutorial, so I just curled it. So I don't like to brush it completely out, so I just kind of messed it up a little bit. So it's maybe a little bit curlier than usual. But I was thinking, I've had this on my mind, and I've had several of you ask me to talk about menopause. And it's not one of those subjects that I just have ever really loved to talk about, because I felt like, for one thing, it's weird how you really just don't know what's going on. And, you know, things were happening, and I knew that I was at that age. I'm going to be 50 in September 1st, and my mom went through menopause really early, so I knew that it was time. I knew I wasn't going to be someone that was, 55 or whatever. But what would happen is something would happen, and then I would ask, like my doctor, my gynecologist, is this hormonal? Is this part of me getting to this age? And they would, test my hormones.
Bridgie, her little feet. Where's your settee, Lisa? Is it this when she was in between? She was going mad redoing the house, buying the most uncomfortable furniture she could find. And John was like, keep your fucking mitts off my chair. It's going nowhere.
I would have normal levels, and they would say no. And so that would, I don't know, it's like you want an answer. But I am now officially through menopause. I think I have not had a period. I think May was 1 year. So I'm officially through, and I feel like now I can talk to you about, I was going to do 10 of my crazy menopause symptoms, but I actually had 11.
Why are they your crazy menopause symptoms? Most menopause symptoms everybody has. See, this is what the difference between, pardon me doing a video putting 10 menopause symptoms and her putting my 10 menopause symptoms. Difference between narcs and normal people.
So I've got them written down, and a lot of these are just the same ones that you'll read, but I thought, it's good to kind of hear from other people, different things. And the first one is, I still suffer with this, an itchy, very sensitive chest, like the skin right here on my chest.
Nope, can't say I got that, I don't think. Can't remember. See, the thing with me is, most of the menopause symptoms coincide with fibro symptoms. So, even when I was going through menopause, I didn't realise I was, apart from the hot flushes. But then I put them down to car brushes when they said I was diabetic. And it always seemed to happen every time I ate something. So I thought, I'm eating the wrong things. That's what's causing this. And like I've said in previous videos, I went to see my GP and I said my hair's falling out, and he went, pointed at his bald spot and shrugged. So he was no use. So a lot of it, I sort of got through the other end of it and then thought, oh, that's what that was.
I went to the beach well, I've been at the beach, but I laid out and walked on the beach, was it day before yesterday? Yeah, day before yesterday. And just last night, where are they? I don't have hey Chanel, hey baby. Yeah, right here. I've got a tanner on my chest too. I always put like factor, I don't even know, I use that Elta MD. I think it's like factor 50. But for some reason, I still get a lot of sun on my chest. And I broke out with these little bumps.
Because you're lying down in the sun. It doesn't just creep in the house and hit you. Oh, I don't know how that's happening. Really?
That are kind of like sun poisoning on my chest, nowhere else. And, okay, sit down. And so that is something. And it doesn't just have to be sun. It can be any type of body lotion, any type of shower gel, and it can be, this is the weird thing, it can be something that you have used your whole life. It can be something like Dove, or just some lotion like Jergens is something I've used my whole life. And all of a sudden, your chest will break out and it will get itchy and just freak out on you. You might even think, oh, I can't use that brush, I can't wear that bra, or something like that, but I'm telling you, it was so sensitive that almost anything could break it out, angry.
And you're sat there with your hair hanging on it. If my chest was getting irritated by absolutely anything, one, I would have no necklaces on, and two, my hair would be in a ponytail. And I'd probably be wearing a t-shirt so things didn't hit it. How can you see everything irritated it while you're doing this?
And matter of fact, these little sun bumps, I mean, I kind of deserve them because I went for a long walk and all that kind of stuff out in the heat. And but I haven't had anything in a long time. And that is something that I do want to tell you that will make you feel better, because I don't remember anybody really saying this very much. Is a lot of the symptoms that I experienced, now most of them I still have, but a lot of them that I experienced in the beginning when I was just starting the perimenopause whole, time, a lot of them are not as bad and have gone away. So when I get to those, I'll tell you. Okay, thinning hair. I have never had crazy thick hair. I've got, I would say, average hair. And I did notice that like around my hairline and stuff.
But weren't you saying that Monet was making your hair grow back, and you had baby hairs, and even John's hair was growing back, and your dad, well, he just wowed about it. See what these narcs will do. Say anything to sell you anything.
I had thinning, and then that is right around when one of my subscribers sent me the Monate, and I started using it. I didn't even know what it was when I showed it to you guys. And a lot of you were like, oh my gosh, a lot of people wrote me and said, you've got to try that. People love it, this and that. So I was like, oh gosh, okay. So I started using it. And right around that time, I think I had just gotten on my Obagi skincare again, the new derm system. So I can remember clear as day, I was looking at my skin in the magnifying mirror, and I started seeing fresh new hair around my hairline. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, this can't be real. And then, within, I don't know, you guys have been here with me throughout the whole thing. Within weeks, I had all this new hair. Now, Monate is controversial. I think a lot of it is because it's a multi-level marketing, but I have never, ever, ever done anything like that. And I believe in it so much that I signed up for it. And I don't I'm not as active with it now because I feel like I'm so busy with YouTube. I feel like it's not fair to, really try to get a lot of people to sell under me because I feel like I can't give my all. But I believe it. I am a believer. You can look at my hair before.
I'm a believer, I never use it, but you can and make me money. That'd be great. You didn't know it was a malum, really? You didn't realise you'd make loads of money by signing up people, and you had 100 and whatever thousand people that you could sign up, all those gullible subscribers. Didn't enter your head that it was a malum and you'd earn. And then if people signed up under you and started selling it, well, all the better. Liar.
I started using Monate, and you can look at it now. There is something about it that cleans out the hair follicles, and it keeps your hair from getting that buildup. And you can see that before Monate and after, how much shinier and healthier my hair is. And I've had the same hairstylist the whole time. So I think that helped, but you may want to try something different. I had actually tried biotin. I can't remember which ones I tried, and this may be my imagination, but I felt like they made me hungry. I was just hungry when I tried those. And then I read somewhere that could be a side effect, and I can't remember which ones they were. Seems like they were that like I'm picturing a hummingbird or something. But anyway, so that is what I did about that, and I have been happy ever since.
Biotin makes you hungry. Really? Wow. Can it lower my blood glucose? Oh, then I won't need any of the tablets the doctor gave me. Whoop whoop, I'll just stick with biotin.
Since I don't just use all Monate, I do alternate. Like today I use the Colleen Rothschild, but I do think it's good. My dad still loves it, John still loves it, all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so hair thinning was definitely one of them. Hip and joint pain and pain all over. Okay, this is something I'm still battling with, but
I'm sorry. It's like that if it's a symptom of menopause, that when you get your little ass through menopause, it will go away. I've had constant pain 24/7 since 2001, and I get laughed at daily and called a liar. So forgive me if I don't have any sympathy for you going through menopause and having a bit of pain while you're doing it, because I don't.
And every doctor, the gynecologist, my regular doctor, every doctor I go to says this is not because of my hormones, but I just can't believe that it can't be. And you can read that it is. So, you have to do your own, what's going on with your body. But it is frustrating, you know what I mean? Because you want an answer. Because if they don't give you that gratification, it seems like you just still keep on looking for an answer. But anyway, so joint pain. Okay, a lot of these are going to lead up to what I've been doing different lately. And I'm going to save that for another video because I want to kind of wrap up my weight loss. Today I've lost 12 pounds in the last, I don't know how long. You guys remember when I was just doing this and or just getting back on the wagon. And so I want to do a video on.
You guys will remember when I started doing this, when I got back on the wagon. You can't remember when you started dieting again, but yet we're supposed to. How does that work? How fucking important do you think you are that people remember when you started your diet again? What is it with these people? They think they're so fucking important. Oh, you guys will remember. No. I have a life. have things going on. I've a lot more to fucking remember than when you started your diet again, love.
On weight loss in menopause because it is very, very different. And some other things will go with it, including hip and joint pain and all over joint pain, including like my wrist, crinky neck, which I've been told that
Crinky neck? What's a crinky neck?
that stress. I can kind of see that because when it was going on the most was around Christmas. So anyway, okay, so balance. I have worn high heels for a long, 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 long time. I would say 30 years. Have worn some type of heel. And
Is this when you fell over walking the loop?
if you have been with me, you remember when I tripped and fell at the beach. I still have a scar right here. I have a scar on my leg. And I think I'd kind of pushed
Where's the scar? You don't have a scar. If you had a scar, we could see it. Stop over dramatising it.
it that day. I had walked around the loop twice. And I remember thinking before I fell, I could barely feel my legs. It was like I was on autopilot. They were just walking, but I couldn't feel them. And then when I went to step up on the sidewalk, I caught, and then I had my cell phone in my hand, and I just, scrubbed along the sidewalk. But that happened, and then another day, John and I were going somewhere, and it was raining, and he pulled up on the driveway, kind of as close as he could to the garage to, get me in, and I opened his truck door. It was like a bad chain of events. We were kind of up on a hill. I had on my Stuart Weitzman nude clogs that I had worn for years, and my it was funny. My heel rolled over, and I just went. I fell all out in the in the driveway, and it was wet. It was raining. I think we were going somewhere. Seems like we were going somewhere kind of special. I don't know what it was, but I remember like getting up and him looking over at me in the truck, and you know how you don't want to laugh at somebody, but it's just dying. That's how he was, and we both laughed. But those two things happened, and then this is something like everything I can kind of give an answer for.
What's with the high pitch thing all of a sudden?
But I had sprayed some Febreze, or not Febreze, but that wrinkle releaser stuff on a shirt in the laundry room, and I didn't realize, be careful with this.
It fell on the floor and it's greasy and you slipped. Fuck's sake.
When you spray it on the shirt, it still goes on the floor, and we have tile in the kitchen and in the laundry room. So I come right back over in the, to go in the laundry room, and I took up just a trip and then fell out in the laundry room. And I remember John making the biggest deal. You've been falling lately. You need to get this. You need to get a CAT scan and all this stuff. So I don't know if those three things were just a coincidence. But
they were a coincidence, dear. Barefoot, slippy floor, slipped on your ass. Walking the loop, not paying attention, looking at your phone, you tripped up the fucking pavement. And getting into the car, the same thing. That being said, though, balance problems with fibro are a thing. It's like you just walk into walls for no fucking reason at all. You're walking along and then you're like, bang, and it's like, where did that door come from? It's been there all the time. I don't know if balance problems are part of menopause, but those three don't sound like a menopause thing. They sound like a Lisa being stupid thing.
But I am not someone who has ever been clumsy or falls a lot, So I just wanted to put that, just in case that has happened with you. It just seemed like, I don't know if that would be my equilibrium or what it was. My joints, I don't know. But that was just one of the weird things that I don't feel like that anymore. I don't feel, out of balance or anything anymore. And it really...
You didn't feel out of balance then, did you? It was just a thing that happened.
Really, it was a psychological thing too, because it kind of scared me, It kind of scared me like, I don't know, I don't want to twist my ankle, but I still want to wear high heels. So I quit wearing And I still don't wear these. Those little thin wedges are the worst. I can remember turning my ankle when I was pregnant with Will. Brooke wanted to go to Taco Bell, and so we went, and I was trying to
Oh, it was Brooke's fault, was it? Because she wanted to go to Taco Bell. That's why you twisted your ankle. Have you noticed how she always makes it someone else's fault that she ever does anything?
keep up with her. I was big pregnant, and I twisted my ankle with some wedges on, and hit my tummy, and but I was fine. Anyway, so there goes that.
But I was fine. Nothing about the baby. I was fine. She's not a narc, though, is she? No.
Okay, heavy periods. Right before, I would say the year before I started having really, really sporadic periods, I started getting what I call high school periods. You remember those periods where you had to go change, like between classes? That's how it was. It was just like full on big periods. And I was like, this is so weird. But then, the more I read about it and everything, that's pretty normal. So next on my list,
So, where are your crazy symptoms then, if they're all normal so far?
after heavy periods, IBS. Okay, I'm going to go into this a little bit more with, weight. I'm going to do a weight loss video soon, because weight loss during menopause deserves a whole extra video to itself, especially with me. But I have always had
Especially with me. Knock, 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 knock.
like a very sensitive stomach. Not really, there were a few things that I knew. I don't know. Looking back, I thought it was a few things that I would eat, but I really think most of the time it was, how your head and your brain and your gut are so connected. And it would be like in nervous times, or, just, they say gut wrenched or go with your gut or something like that. It's your mind does control so much of how your tummy feels and everything. And so a lot of times it would just be stuff like that. But in the past couple years, you guys know I've had many, many issues. I don't want to go on and on about it, but I've been to many doctors and I've tried many different things. I'm not lactose
Doctors. Can you just say doctor? Just once.
intolerant. They've done lots of blood work. I'm not, what is the other one? I'm not, oh my gosh, the big thing. I can't remember it right now. I keep wanting to say something else. Hold on. I'm not gluten intolerant, and I have done like the FODMAP diet, and so when I get into what I eat and my weight loss and everything, I'll get a little bit more into that. But just be aware that when your hormones start going crazy like this, it will affect, your eating and how what you can eat, when, and how you feel. So definitely a major, major thing. And they never really have, even to this day, none of the doctors will tell me, like if I say, you think it has something to do with menopause? No, they'll say it doesn't. So I don't know, you can go from there. Okay, along with that is major heartburn and gas. Now I don't mean like gas, I mean, maybe I should say indigestion or something, because I mean like air getting in your ribs and getting up in your shoulders and just killing you. I mean, just to the point where I would have to walk around and just get it out. You know what I mean? That happened a few times, but more often than that is just like really, really bad stomach aches. And I haven't had to take a Tums or a Pepto-Bismol or an Alka-Seltzer in so long, but for years now, I have not left this house without Tums in my car, in my purse. Definitely, any trip I would go on, I would have them in my bag. And I can remember like waking up in the middle of the night and having to take Tums or Pepto-Bismol because my stomach would burn so bad. So a lot of that, I think, is food sensitivities that just all of a sudden started happening. And, it just, Your hormones control so much. It is just all about the hormones, really. Okay, so hot
Ah!
flashes and
Don't do that with your fingers. I know it doesn't hurt you, but it sends everybody else weird. I've just realised her saying that I had heartburn for ages and then it just stopped. Maybe that was that. See, I don't know. Like I said, anything that goes wrong with me, I put it down to fibro. Guaranteed, right? Anything. I can say to Jed, this, that, or the other. And then you Google it, and what do you know? It's yet another symptom of fibro, and they will still insist and say it's all in your head and there's nothing wrong with you. Well, I wish they'd look inside my head then and see what the fuck is wrong.
if you are anywhere near menopause, perimenopause, or whatever, you know about hot flashes. My mom says she doesn't remember hardly any hot flashes, and she went through, menopause early. Well, I say early. I think she said 45. And, but I can remember, years ago, waking up just like someone had taken a hot cast iron skillet, just hot, 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 and thrown raw chicken skin or something in there. I would just wake up like I had been thrown down on the bed. Like you could tell I had not moved all night long, and it was just like a sweat ring all over my body, my whole nightgown, right down to my thongs. I would have to get up and take it all off, and then I would hate to even get back in the bed, wash everything the next day, have to wash my hair all the time. And so that was a major, major sign that this was all coming. And it took a couple years for me to finally get to this point. But now I don't really have that happen very much anymore. Now the only thing that will really happen to me is if I get in a weird situation. Like the last time I can remember really having one of those hot flashes out of my house, out in public, was when I go out of town. Like I can remember being with Sheila one time. We were shopping, and I said, "Oh my God, I can't remember." We were standing in line, a long line somewhere. Maybe it was Zara or something, and we were just standing there, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I just felt it. It's the weirdest feeling, and I just thought I was going to just explode, and my face gets red. And my grandmother used to have hot flashes all the time, even when she was older.
What happened there? Is that her end or mine? My hot flushes as we call them here, that's why this started. I used to go around with a towel around my neck the entire time because I'd just be dripping all of a sudden. And like I said, I put it down to food. But there's pictures of me and the kids on holiday at Haven, and we're trying to win them silly toys in the 2p machines for Madam. And I had the towel, and it was like, yeah, I remember that holiday constantly. I was in the shower and changing clothes and felt like shit, and I didn't know what it was. I was putting it all down to diabetes and fibro, but it wasn't. It was menopause. Weird, huh? Are you going to play? Why have you just stopped? My internet's fine. Where are we? 1806. Let's do that and see.
We were standing in line, a long line somewhere. Maybe it was Zara or something. And we were just standing there, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I just felt it. It's the weirdest feeling, and I just thought I was going to just explode. And my face gets red, and my grandmother used to have hot flashes all the time, even when she was older. And sometimes she would come to the door, and she would be just dripping with sweat because she would be having hot flashes.
What is going on? Oh, I'll pause this for a bit, folks, and come back when it's playing. So pause that. I will be back. Right, looks like it might be playing again now, so.
And not running the air condition like she should,
Conditioning!
So anyway, hot flashes, definitely. I never took anything for them. I've never taken. John ordered me some kind of something off of one of his vitamin shops I've never really taken anything for them. I tried to just kind of like I knew it was natural, so I just got through it. Okay, then the next one I have is
So there he is trying to help you, and you threw it back in his face. Well done.
can't sleep, but I'm tired all the time. Now, I've told you guys I love a nap. 3 o'clock is my favorite nap time. But I don't like to have to nap if I don't have time. You know what I mean? But it had gotten to the point where I had to take a nap. And so it was like I couldn't go to sleep at night. Then I would wake up early, and so I would have to take a nap. So I would say, okay, I need to make myself skip the nap so that I can sleep tonight. Then I would be so tired and grouchy that I could barely get through, from 7 o'clock on. And I would have to help with, Will with homework or, just be around my family. So that happened for a long time. And that might not be as much with everyone because I'm a napper. I have always loved naps. I can remember when I was little, I would stay with my grandmother, my mom's mom, and she kept a few other kids. And we would have nap time. And she would sit on a sofa. I can remember it was a real soft, mushy, kind of like what's popular now, like the cloud sofas, but it was like white velvet. It was in their living room. And she would get these little foam mat beds out for us, and they would have like little fitted sheets over them, and we'd all lay down and we could pick out a book, and she would read books to us, and then she'd cut the lights out and it was time for us to take a nap. I was gone. I loved nap time. I loved the whole stories. I loved the nap. And then the older kids would get to read sometimes too, and that was neat. So anyway, I have always loved naps. Even in my 20s, I took naps, but I never felt like I needed them like I did then. But now,
Who takes naps in their 20s? The fuck? I can't do naps. Me and Tech Help are the same. No. I can lie there for ages looking at the insides of my eyes, waiting to go to sleep, and then it's time to get up again. I'm either going to sleep or I'm up. I don't do naps. Because it takes forever to go to sleep, and then if I do, I'm out for the count. And it's like, you can't wake me up 20 minutes later or whatever and say, right, nap time's over. Fuck off, I've only just gone to sleep. So no, don't do them.
I'm going to go over with you now. I don't feel like I have to do that. Like I haven't taken a nap. I tried to take a nap yesterday and I couldn't. But I don't feel like I have to, but I still do like them because I love how I feel that night. I can get so much stuff done. Tummy. Oh gosh, this is something that makes me want to cry. My tummy and the middle section of my body just changing. My whole body shape changing. When they say, what body shape are you? Where do you gain weight? Your middle, your upper, your legs? Well, I had never been someone who gained a lot of weight in my midsection. I usually gained it probably in my butt and my thighs and everything. Well, all of a sudden, I was one of those people that gained it in my midsection and my butt and everywhere. And
Oh, poor little Lisa put on weight and couldn't cope. Really? See, this is where I go back to, is it better to have been fat or to have been called fat and ugly your entire life, or to have been told you were beautiful your entire life and then gain a bit of weight and feel like you're at death's door? Do you know what I mean? It's like her whole world's come to an end. She wants to cry because she's put some weight on her stomach. Really? I could think of a lot better reasons to be crying than that, but hey, you keep them bad thoughts out of your head, Lisa. Don't let them worry you.
and that is very common. But what made mine worse is
Of course yours
that,
was worse.
along with having my eating issues, I was not only bloated, like holding weight on the outside, I was, when you're having like true IBS and food sensitivity issues, it's not just air you're filling up in your intestines, it's fluid. So your stomach gets full and it feels like you have a soccer ball in your stomach. I mean, it feels like you can't bend over.
Oh, Oh, do you think you're the only person that deals with that? Really? Oh my gosh, I had to deal with this for a few months and I don't know what to do with myself. Try having it daily, love. I don't. Obviously, it's weird for people that have never had it to have it, but to make such a big song and dance about it when you know it's fucking menopause and it's gonna end. This ain't ever ending for me. It just keeps getting worse. So forgive me if I don't cry you a river.
It is the weirdest feeling. So, all in all, finding out a lot of this stuff has really helped me because I was so scared in the beginning. I went to doctor after scan, and finally we got to this. And so it has helped me not worry that something was wrong with me. I've had colonoscopies. I've had to take my bathroom in to be inspected to make sure I didn't have any.
My bathroom. I had to take my bathroom in to be inspected. Can you not say urine or feces or any of them weird words that people use for what comes out the back end? Honestly, she makes me die. She wants to be sexy and this, that and the other, and she can't say poo. I took my poo in for them to look at.
Any E. coli or anything. I have had biopsies of my, during my colonoscopy to make sure I didn't have Crohn's or anything like that. So,
Wow. And we get go away, it's all in your head. Yeah. You could be in the bathroom rocking and crying for 24 hours, sweating up a river, feeling like you're going to die. But no, it's all in your head. But she gets colonoscopies and biopsies and fucking scans and everything when they know it was part of me.
I've had all that stuff done. Okay, so I will go into a little bit more of this when I do my weight loss during menopause video. And
Do you, Lisa, if you're watching this, do you have any fucking clue how lucky you are? Really? I don't mean, oh, I'm a lucky girl. I can buy whatever I want. I can waste £2,500 at ASOS. I don't give a shit about any of that. I'm talking about how well you've been looked after health-wise and how you can just wander off to a gynecologist or wander off to this doctor, that doctor, the other doctor and have everything checked. I have a doctor, one wanker, that doesn't listen. What would you do in that case? If he was like, oh, go away, stop whining. There's nothing wrong with you. Suck it up, love.
number 11 was just, it kind of goes with that, is you can't lose weight. Normally, you guys have been here with me. Normally, I could decide on Sunday that I was going to eat low carb on Monday, and by Friday, I would have lost 8 pounds. I mean, I was just somebody who could just drop weight, like, I mean, in a week, 2 weeks, you know? And it got to the point where I couldn't do that. So I will get into that further when I do my
Diddums, my fucking heart bleeds.
weight loss video, because like I said, I don't know if I said in the beginning of this video, but I've lost 12 pounds now.
Woo!
And I feel really good. And so I'll tell you what I'm doing, but I will tell you this, it's not easy. It's just not easy. And I'll go into that further. But one thing, I'm going to end up here, but one thing I want to say is I really hate that menopause has such a negative, even with me, a negative feeling. It's like I hate that word. And the reason is because to me, it's just like it's not about the age. It's not about the age. You guys, I have loved my 40s so much. I'm going to do a video on that too. I feel so good mentally. I am so happy in my mind and in my heart. But what is weird about the menopause is all of these things happening and you don't know why, and you don't know, like I would get my blood tested and they would say everything was fine. I hate going to doctors. And so it was like, I'm kind of a black and white person. I don't like the gray area, and there's just a whole bunch of gray area. And we're also
Is there? Do you know what I think the worst part about menopause is? The best part is getting rid of fucking periods. I couldn't have. I could have prayed for that to come years before it actually did. Fucking hated having periods. So to get rid of them, yahoo. But the one thing about menopause that really got to me was that's it now. You can't have kids anymore. Not that I was going to. I couldn't afford them, and health wise, I wasn't capable. But it's that once your period stops, that's it, you're fucked. And it's like, oh, like we've often said, Jed and I, if I'd been well and he'd been well and things had gone to plan, I would have had more kids without a doubt. But that was never to be.
different. And, I just never realized how much hormones, do. And so I just want to say it's nature. It's nature. It's part of nature. It's a woman's body is such a miracle. To have a baby is the most miraculous thing ever to me, ever, ever. And I feel so lucky to be a woman. I think being a woman is like the best thing ever. I love it, every part of it, every day. And with the good comes the not so good. But it's still part of being a woman. And, don't hate it. Let's just try to get through it. And there's different things we can do.
I didn't hate it. It sounds like you were the one that hated it. What are you telling us not to hate it for? You've just spent a whole fucking 40 minutes whinging.
And just really realize that you are very unique. Each person is very, very unique. So listen to your body and just use your common sense and, let's just try to get through it, because what I can say, I'm going to end on this really good note. Things have gotten so much better. Things have gotten so much better with me now that I'm kind of through it. And, a lot of it does stick around and stay, but a lot of it I have figured out, and then a lot of it isn't as bad. So until next time, I will talk about my weight loss and stuff. I'd love to lose a little bit more before I went through everything, because I'm not really at my goal weight, but I might, tackle that next week or so. Leave any questions you have down below. My jewelry today, I put on some not too old, but some oldies but goodies, Dean Davidson. It's the Castle ring, and I believe this is the white Chalcedony. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I will put it down.
Maybe you should look it up before you do the video, so that you can, considering you're getting it for free.
Below, and I've even got the earrings on. And so that is it. I will put a picture of my outfit of the day at the end. It's one of those Reformation dresses I showed you months ago. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you real soon. Bye-bye.
I'm speechless. But we got to the end, folks, and if you got to the end with me, congratulations, and I will catch you in the next one.